What's up, YouTube? maniacalNut here, and welcome to Home, a unique horror adventure by Benjamin Rivers. This is a small indie game I found on the PlayStation 4. It's pretty cheap, so I figured, why not try it? Or not small indie game, but just one of those small 8-bit games. It's supposed to be a horror game. Your game will be saved automatically at certain points. However, we recommend that you put aside an hour and a half and complete Home in a single sitting. Oh, okay. Turn up the sound, turn off the lights. Alright, my lights are already off here. I'll have the sound up a little bit, so my voice may fade in the background a lot more. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh my head. Where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet. A flashlight. That house. Where was I? There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was was coming home and seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. A thin gray mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic but exhausted. Did I free it? Yes. A collection of rusty tools. These look like they've seen a lot of use and were caked in damp-smelling dirt. Why were they in a shed? I found a picture of a couple. It looked like it had been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Do I push the switch? It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among them. The smell was turning my stomach. The controller vibrated when I came in here. A black and white photo. It looked like the man upstairs and his wife. I guess there was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? Yes. I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. Alright, I'm gonna head back upstairs. Because I did not explore down in here. The roof is leaking. The roof. The roof. The roof is on water. The desk had a computer and some papers on it and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but did I open the drawer? Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo. It looked like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? Oh! Blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Man, I had to get out of there. Time to go home! Okay, so I've explored all of up here. I've explored all of this floor. I looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn, and there was mud caked all over my shoes. The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. Climb over the furniture. Don't be such a wuss. The door was taped up and it seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guessed it led to the kitchen. The switch in the wall appeared to have unlocked this door. Okay, cool. The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. I must have moved it, right? I heaved the box forward and it finally gave. First, however... Oh! The door's no longer taped. Huh. The bathroom was spotless. Everything had been wiped to a sheen. I wondered if it was the man's wife who did the cleaning, or him. There was a photo development trailer out on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out, but they were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what looked like to be treetops. Let's go in here. There were sheets of paper all over the kitchen table. It looked like a series of names were written down, but they were too smudged to read. I could only make out a few of the notes. Key card, locker, last one, I promise. It didn't make much sense to me at the time. Oh, hey, little mouse. Oh, I bet he opened the, ripped open the tape. Okay. I got a trophy for that, by the way. There was a ladder going in around where the box was. A dank smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? Of course I did. Of course I did! I looked again at the photo I found in the house. The couple looked distant, but they didn't want to be in the same picture. I wondered where the wife was. My leg was in a terrible shape, but I had to get out. Footprints in the dirt looked for more than one kind and a lot of traffic. Places all over were marked on the old map of town, the industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. Newspaper clippings from the local paper, they were all about murders in town over the last few years. Wait, there were photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, tried to find some kind of information. I looked around everywhere, a work table covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Yes. I took the small handgun in my pocket. Its weight was somehow reassuring. Why did I take the gun? It was so dark down there and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? The desk looked old and was caked by grime. On it was a stack of old folded paper covered with what looked like names. They were scratched down. Illegible notes were written beside them in faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. Heather? None of it made any sense to me. I don't know. Maybe the first one was hair. There looked to be bones half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. The faded clothes that stuck up against the dirt looked familiar. They looked like the clothes that woman was wearing in the photo I found. Was this the man's wife? Some kind of homemade rack slung together with poorly cut wooden rope. It was caked with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? Rusted hooks looked like the kind you find in the butcher hung down from the ceiling. They looked pitted and worn from heavy use. That man upstairs, did he do this? Crudely made shelves. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could still see the warnings. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. Like blood, perhaps? Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remember throwing out after Rachel and I moved into the town. What the hell were they doing here? There wasn't anyone here. Was I hearing things? Okay, that's what that was. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. Or you can go in the door instead of the ladder. Something shook. There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Yes. Maybe the rope would make the broken ladder easier to descend. Ooh! There's a skeleton. I had the rope now. There must have been a use for it around somewhere. The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Do I climb down? Yes, of course. I could hear a faint hum and the smell from before started to get worse. A bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out, danger due to cave in. Light! Light! Ooh, hey, a different kind of door. I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down as I pressed against the heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. The ache in my leg was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out of those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? At least I thought I had found that old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it, it had been used already. I kept the gun in my pocket. It seemed a familiar weight there. An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there, but it was so high up that must have been a sore landing. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. Damn, I didn't get as far as I wanted to. Alright, guys. So, looks like that's all I'm going to be able to do for this time, but if I gave up now, I should remember that I had seen so far in those awful sewers. Did I quit? Yes. Okay, so, there was the first little bit of Home, a unique horror adventure. So I have found a handgun, some rope that I've gotten through. I've gotten down into the sewers or these little caves. It looked like they used to be torture rooms. Or slave rooms, one or the other. Or a mixture of both. Not quite sure. However, I'm hoping to get a little bit further when I start this back up. Remember, leave a comment in the section below with anything you think I might have missed. Anything you noticed that I didn't. Especially in games like this where every little thing, you know, there's a bunch of little things that could happen. And little things that could be stashed away. If I overlook it, just comment it. Let me know. And I'll go back and check it out. I'll even start a new game if I have to. And any other games you think that you know of that are kind of like this, let me know in the comment section below. I'll try to get a hold of them if I can and get them uploaded for you guys to see. And as always, hit the subscribe button. Hit those buttons. I'm uploading every Saturday from noon on into the evening. I have multiple videos coming out throughout the day, so you don't want to miss a single upload I have coming out, I'm sure. And until next time, this is maniacalNut, over and out.